Alrighty guys, hey, more baking for fall. Come on over. We're gonna do some wonderful dessert shortbreads. And we're gonna show you what that means and the difference and how many variations there are right here on my take on home and garden. Okay guys, let's look at everything we're going to use today. We have some pans I'm going to grease up with a Crisco. All vegetable shortening. And we're going to come around on the island and you'll see my trick of putting the cutting boards over the sink to give me a bigger space. And we got cooling racks and different measuring cups. We got a nut chopper. We have old-fashioned molasses. Oh, that's the best right there now. We have baking soda and baking powder, and we have a hand mixer, electric mixer, all-purpose flour. There is another one I'm going to use up first. Light brown sugar. We have raisins. We have prunes. You know, a prune is a plum until it's dried, then it's a prune. Don't be afraid of them. They're absolutely out of this world. Vegetable oil. Big can of pumpkin. That's a 29 ounce or 1 pound 13 ounce. Orange marmalade. Bag of walnuts. Sweetened coconut flakes. Crushed pineapple. Bananas. Look at these. Would you want one of them fresh right now? No, but in this bread it's going to be off the chain good, guys. Now there's our lineup for today. This is our workspace. Now I just want to remind everybody, when I am going to mess up the kitchen, I'm going to put it to it and I'm going to make some loaves. Okay, these loaves are going to last through the new year because they freeze so well. Let's get going. Okay guys, here is our orange, pineapple, banana, nut bread. First, 3 overly ripe bananas, 1/2 can of crushed pineapple, 2 big tablespoons of orange marmalade, maybe a little whisker more. This is smelling tropical fruity already. We're gonna take 1 cup of walnuts. You know, those things that are like gold now. We're gonna chop them in our hand chopper. We're gonna need a 1/4 cup of oil to get all these liquids in. And a 1/4 cup of margarine. Or real butter, we're using real. Softened, of course. Okay guys, hey, let's get this on the road, on the map, get it started. It is juicy. Want to give that a blend before we put in any dry. Now, by the way, this is a double batch, so I want at least 2 big loaves out of this. Let's see what else we got. Eggs. 4 eggs. You remember our mile-high coconut cake? I still have their wonderful sweetened coconut flakes, and I'm gonna put in this about a 1/2 cup. That will make such a moist texture It'll be out of this world. Now, instead of milk, we're using almond vanilla milk. 1/4, that makes a half. Where is it? There it is. Now these shortbread recipes, anybody that doesn't know or is not familiar with them, you really need to know this part. These were created by the wonderful women around the globe to use up anything that was left over. You know, these shortbreads are breads without yeast. That's really what it means. And they would make them out of whatever they had. Some of the best ones I've ever had were tomato bread, zucchini bread. You just shave it up. I would have loved to make one, but it's so time consuming, you know, to shred it up. We're doing some that I know. Yes, we did some before, but these are going to be different. Little blend there. We're going to take and open a brand new baking soda. And 1 teaspoon is going to be 2 teaspoons. And our baking powder, just a half. Okay, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, which is gonna turn into 1, because we're gonna double. There we go. Okay, now we're slowly gonna add our flour, because that is one juicy, fruity mix. Chopped nuts, we're ready. This is almost like a Christmas fruit cake, guys. 3/4 cup brown sugar, so that's 1.5 cups. Oh, yes. Can't forget that. I didn't go overboard there because that pineapple and things are sweet. Now we're going to do a little shake of nutmeg, maybe 2. Let's get 1/3 of our flour in to calm that down. This is really looking like shortbread now. Can't do much in the beginning. It wants to just take off. Now we're getting nice. Alrighty. I'm gonna grease a couple of pans, and I like to use my cooking brush and of course the all vegetable Crisco. We're gonna just mop that all around on all the sides and the bottom. Okay, let's see how far this goes. That's the double batch of banana, pineapple, coconut, orange cake. See how that double batch, man, these big pans just gobble it up. So we're gonna get 2 big loaves out of a double batch. Can't wait till it comes out. Now I'm gonna show you variations to these shortbreads, but I'm not gonna drive you crazy, and we're not gonna mix each one and put each ingredient for each one. But I'm gonna show you the important part for each one, what makes it different, and how simple it is to do one and do your own. Alrighty, let's get these in the oven. Now I've got all the same ingredients back in this bowl. Now we owe the 4 eggs. I know those are fun to watch, so I wanna keep them for you. There's just something about cracking eggs, aren't there? Even if you're watching. This is my personal favorite, the plum raisin bread. Okay, we're gonna need 2 cups of fruit. That's my whole point. You can use whatever fruit you want. And when it comes to the plums and prunes, we're gonna cut them up. And we're gonna need 1 cup of raisins. Now this bread, I'm trying to think if I want to put the walnuts in or not. I'm thinking I'm not, because I want to make another one and have some walnuts left. Now guys, also, if you get caught reaching for an extra piece of bread, you got a good excuse with this one, okay? Just tell her, look darling, you know I've got to keep regular. Maybe she'll leave you alone. We'll see about that one. Okay, now that is looking almost kind of normal, except for one secret ingredient that's not a secret to a lot of people. Grandma's molasses, because we are making an old-fashioned brown bread. I want a quarter, but I think we're gonna go a third. Let's get that in. That, oh my land, that wonderful old-fashioned molasses flavor. We haven't washed this or nothing yet. Haven't even licked it. And it's all out of there. And I thought they looked dry. We're really dry. So we're gonna come back here. We're gonna put in a third of our almond milk. If it's stiff, you can go from stiff to right with just that little bit. Look at this. See, that is so close now. That is nothing but awesomeness here. Screaming to get in that pan. Really good. Okay, we're gonna do another third and let that rest after we mix. And we're gonna be ready for the pan. I'm gonna finish that up and we're gonna get those in the pan. Okay folks, I'm telling you, everybody in this house gets excited about the brown bread passed down from our grandmother. And my mother was just a wonderful cook. We all know some. And of course, these things were handed down from their mothers and dads. Dads were hunting, kids were cutting and hauling, and the moms were baking up a storm. Alrighty, hey, we're down to just a couple more ingredients for the last batch, which is the wonderful pumpkin bread. Now, again, this is everything that you saw in the first batch. This is the third batch, double batch, and it's for our pumpkin bread. Now, I've hand chopped the nuts. And I think the pumpkin ingredients is last. The big can of pumpkin, that's your 29-ounce can, like I mentioned before, okay? This is the secret. This could be any fruit. This is what I've done in each one. Put about 1.5 cups of fruit. This could be zucchini shredded. It could be carrot. It could be applesauce, by the way. It could be tomato sauce or diced tomato. That's a lot of good stuff in there for an awfully nice loaf. Oh man, coming up quick. Well, I'll tell you, the biggest trick here is to keep the pumpkin and the batter off the cameras, off my hands and off the cameras. Wow, what a job. We're cooking with gas. Look at this. My goodness, does it look like the most beautiful pumpkin thing you ever saw? Our pumpkin batter is done. Going in the pans, and then we got these little neat little half pans, you know, that I give away. I thought we were gonna have, boy, I'm sure I thought there was a third pan. I'm gonna have enough for a fourth little loaf here. Now, because it's gonna be shallow, this will be done first. So you gotta remember that. It'll make nice pumpkin bars. Maybe if it doesn't raise up into a loaf. Guys, I just took these first two out and the toothpick test. You put it in and you pull it out and it's dry. Not wet. If it's wet, they're not done. These are done. And it'll finish as it sits in the pan. Okay, man, now we're gonna put, what do we got? 6 more loaves in the oven. So again, folks, this isn't a normal bake, but it's a big bake. And these will freeze well, incredibly well. Put it in a freezer bag, and we'll have these past Christmas. You'll see them in the show. Now, I'm gonna clean up this, and we're gonna get ahead so I can cut some and show you how pretty they really are. I wanted to show you too, folks, how these come out of the pan with the Crisco. You just run that around, you barely have to. Run that butter knife around. Look at this. Everything up to this point is all washed and clean, done. I have the 4 last big loaves in the, well, 3. Now this was the smaller one, and look at this, even in the glass, in the Pyrex, this was the shorter pumpkin. Didn't even use the knife on that one. Look at this. Little beauty. Oh my goodness. This is the banana, orange, pineapple, coconut, nut bread. Look at this. Real butter. The banana, orange, pineapple, coconut, nut bread. Even the coconut melts in your mouth. It's so moist and wonderful. Unbelievable. That one's a real winner. But they all are. And we'll be getting the last ones out of the oven here. And we're going to take it and show you all around. Now we're at the end of the video, of course, and just to show, everything is clean. The kitchen is clean. There's nothing left to do except eat some homemade breads. Folks, if you liked our video today, give us a like, a share, a comment. Send a friend over. Be good. We care about you, and enjoy your autumn, because you know it's slipping away. Here's that pumpkin nut bread. You can see the color difference. And then the wonderful banana, pineapple, orange, coconut, nut bread. I love the way the top splits and it shows its little treasures, nuts and pineapple bits and coconut. And then, of course, Look at the color of the brown bread. Just fabulous. That's a wonderful homemade brown bread right there. And you New Englanders, you know it's fabulous with baked beans. Good heavens, give me baked beans, brown bread, and corn on the cob. You throw in a lobster tail or some clams. Alrighty guys, take care. See you in the next awesome, over the top, little table coming, or cook with me, or decorate with me. I think I'm going to Daytona too. See you soon.